it all turned out fine.
Oh, fine.
We're just gonna go ahead and pull on the last member. It's the clown show. Can't you tell by the invisible rope? Woohoo! We're Tori and Luna and Nick, and we are very glad to have you all here. Please buy some art, buy some coffee, and without further ado, please enjoy the night of improv that is, and it all turned out fine. I will say a little something just about like, hey, how this show was made, and then now let's go ahead and bring on our amazing performers. Oh, we've got Brian, Asia, and Jay. Thank you again, everybody, and enjoy the show. Okay, and on. Sing with.
Welcome. Thank you for coming. Enjoy the show. I will get that.
And let's go ahead and give our performers a round of applause, everybody. We are going to go ahead and start an improv game with you, the audience. It's funny. This play is about times where everything turned out fine despite seeming like it's the worst thing in the world. And I don't know if anybody here has driven the classic Pontiac Grand Prix at some point in your life. You probably owned one, or were renting or borrowing one, but they are absolutely fantastic cars. Still going strong, even though Pontiac's a vintage thing now. One day I was driving in my Pontiac Grand Prix to get to an audition for Star Wars when people cared about that sort of thing still. The new Star Wars had just been announced. There was a big cattle call happening in Detroit, and I was living in East Lansing at the time. Now, that was, of course, the day that a giant tornado-like thing happened. The sky started turning green. I know we've been having these happen more frequently, but this is like the first time it happened in 2015 or whatever. So I'm driving on the way, and I do a 360 because I hit a pothole right at the wrong time. I see my life flash before my eyes. Oh my God, I'm not going to be able to make it to this audition. But as a true trooper, in my audition heels, skirt, and tights, I went ahead, got out my jack, I got out my spare, I changed that fucking tire on the side of the road like an absolute champion.
Ooh,
yes, splattered with everything you can possibly imagine. I get to the audition with like an hour and a half left. It's just a cattle call. I don't know who I was kidding, like memorizing 2 monologues, and so that was kind of that, or had a song. Nope, they did not want to hear, the quality of Mercy is Not Strange. They wanted my headshot and my resume, and they took it and they said, thank you very much. I'm driving on the way home, and my bumper has kind of fallen off, so you can hear it like dragging and crunching with you. And I'm thinking as I'm going, because the rain has not let up at all, I literally am going in my head, lightning can't strike twice. That's not like a thing. And as soon as I thought that, a giant SUV just like rushes past me, and it's like the kind of rain you can only see 10 feet in front of you. And I do another 360 on the highway. And I literally am it's just way there, way back. I think I'm gonna die at that moment. And I hit the side of the divider of the whole highway. And I get out and I'm freaking out. And would you know that it bent the fender back into place? So it all turned out fine. I ended up driving my creaky empty junk home, and other than a few dents, it basically just locked it back into place. So thank you again for that car for saving my life 2 times. Now with that, we have a game here where our folks are going on another car-related journey, a road trip. So they're going to need a suggestion for something that you would talk about passionately, anything, with friends, in a car for 3 hours. Any ideas?
Pizza toppings.
Pizza toppings. Thank you so much. Pizza toppings. Wonderful suggestion. Driver, feel free to go ahead and start your road trip talking about pizza toppings.
Top tier pizza toppings: cheese, a little bit of sauce, a whole lot of bread. That's it. Don't you sometimes want a pizza that's just simple? Sometimes they're like, we need to put feta and onion and onions are good, but tomato and then olives. Like, I don't need all that on my pizza. Sometimes I just need the concept of like a carb, some dairy, and a little bit of sauce, No anchovies, no, what's the weirdest pizza topping I've ever seen? I will say one of the best, though, was a butternut squash. That on a pizza, that was really good with the cheese and the sauce. It was like pasta, but on bread. You know what I mean?
No, I don't. On a pizza, I gotta have everything. I gotta have all the toppings on my pizza, okay? A pizza to me is like an open sandwich. I mean, it could be anything on that thing. Pineapples, meat, barbecue sauce, anchovies. I load the thing up. The more the merrier on my pizza. I love me a hefty pizza with every single thing on it. Shoot, they can get creative with it. Except for squash. I don't mind squash. That's terrible. I can't even imagine. I can't believe someone would even concept and they hear say add some squash to the pizza. That's just ridiculous. Now weed, that'll add to my pizza.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
You know what? I think you're still going too small. I think you better think outside of the pizza box.
Mm.
Oh! Stop me! Somebody stop me now.
Break it down.
You got every vegetable. Okay, you got everything that comes from the earth. I think it can go on a pizza.
Yes.
You can fuck it. You can put a pizza on a pizza.
Oh.
Put a pizza on a pizza. How about that? I think you can put candy. You can put candy on a pizza.
Hold on.
You can put syrup on a pizza.
Hold
All
on.
right. You can put pepper. That's like not
I'm
Not
gonna hard
like
stop this vehicle.
not like
Hold on,
regular
y'all.
pepper or like they make white pepper, black pepper. They make peppers. You can do anything. You can
Too
do
much pepper.
anything. No, the thing.
Too much pepper.
No, the thing is too much pepper. You don't know what I'm talking about.
And with that, Brianna thankfully pulls into the very first pit stop. They're going ahead, getting some gas, and taking a little stretch. But with that, we need a suggestion for the next topic of conversation for the next leg of their journey. Any suggestions? What are they talking about? It's something you're passionate about. Could talk about for hours.
I kind of stole the pineapple goes on pizza. We can't do that because we just did pizza.
You just did pizza.
So like, listen, a pizza on a pizza? Is that a sandwich?
This is Stromboli.
Jelly Bellies versus generic versus name brand.
Thank you, generic versus name brand. All right, so as we go ahead and pull out, James has the next leg of the journey and taking you away with the conversation around generic versus name brands.
Generic name brands. Generic name brands. I can take them or leave them. I really don't care. Some people make a big deal out of which one, but I mean, I don't care. I like name brands, but I mean, I don't know. Sometimes it pops. Like when it comes to shoes, I like name brands. I don't like those regular stuff. But I don't know. It can really go by however you want to float your boat. Really, I don't care. However it is, you prefer. You know what I mean?
No. Okay, no, I don't know what you mean. Because when I say I want something, I want it. All right? So if I say, hey, I want some Oreos, bitch, I want some Oreos. I don't want a chocolate cookie snack with icing from Great Value. All right? That's that broke shit. I got money now. Okay? I want what I want. I want Honey Nut Cheerios. All right? Not honey rice circle snacks. Okay? That's not what we're asking for. Okay? You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I agree 400%. Name brands do matter. Have you ever bought like off-brand like toothpaste? It tastes different. I don't want half mint flavored toothpaste.
Shit don't bother me. I was John talking.
Shit, I'm built different. I can't have that.
Or if you buy a t-shirt, say you don't buy Hanes and you buy Plains, that shirt is gonna run.
You got dry. It's gonna friction your skin up, and you're gonna.
You'll get a skin infection. You know that stuff from Shein, and it gives you skin rashes.
Oh,
Shein.
They're red.
I didn't got some.
The little Vietnamese babies.
Oh no. Oh,
They
not the babies.
they work in the sweatshop.
Oh,
That's
not
what
the
you get.
babies.
Buying your name.
But not they don't do that for name brand.
Nope.
It's a little more, you know, like.
How do you know that? How do you know infants are making the name brand stuff?
Because I got it like that.
That's the problem with this news. You are all into the social media, and now you think you know what Hands is doing. They got infants working there too.
I follow the Instagram, okay? I see what they be doing, okay? And they be skipping and jumping and while walking around and strolling, all right? They're having a good time and they're fabulous.
And they're making fabrics.
You know, the name brands are really setting them up for success.
Like you can't even say like I want a tissue. Like I want a Kleenex. I want a Kleenex.
No, literally, I've gotten rashes from using the cheap stuff that's just like paper towel for your nose.
Fuck my shit up. I got it now.
But it's cheap though.
Now I gotta go get some Vaseline, and then I gotta go get some Vaseline. No petroleum jelly.
Petroleum jelly work just as good.
No, it don't.
Not that name brand, make it stick a little bit longer.
What you gotta do is you gotta get the generic stuff. You gotta just put it into the name brand box. That's what I do with my
I would
vodka.
be a dead
That's how
motherfucker
my
before I
vodka
ever
is.
did some crazy shit like that.
So it's gonna magically turn into the name brand because
Yes.
I'm looking at it from
It's
the
in
name
the
brand.
it's all mind tricks, mind game.
Oh, well, this 20 in my pocket is $100. How about this?
No,
I just imagine.
And with that, our veterans reach the last leg of the journey. They're getting out, hitting some real rough patch. They're on 96, using a pit stop. And with that, they need their final topic of discussion.
Nostalgic TV show.
Thank you, nostalgic TV shows. So with that, we're gonna go ahead and kick it off. Aisha's gonna take us out, pulling out, but talking about nostalgic TV shows.
They don't do it like they used to. No, they don't do it like they used to. Back in my day, our days, really, were the same. I miss like the old. You remember the old Disney Channel, and like the old Cartoon Network, and like the old Nickelodeon. Remember Nick at Night? Nick at Night dominated my entire childhood. It's like, all right, just had dinner, getting ready for George Lopez to come on, and then we got some Home Improvement, and then we got some Roseanne. You know, I knew what to expect with my evening. You know, now at night they just got bullshit. They just got the bullshit on it. Nick is on some bullshit at night. And it used to be the good shit at night. The good shit at Nick at night. And they don't do it like that. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. You know, my favorite part of this, like, nostalgic old TV shows? The theme song.
The theme song.
Before, like, 98, from, like, 1980 to, like, 98, like, everybody had a bomb-ass theme song. You had, like, the Facts of Life and shit.
Yes.
You had, the Different Strokes.
Yes.
You had, iconic Living Single, the best theme song of all time, the Fresh Prince theme song. Like, you could sing every single song. Every single song. Every single song, Pop.
You hear it and you come running.
I still come running because they're all on Hulu and HBO now. So,
Thank you.
Now
watch
streaming.
them.
Thank you.
Thank you, HBO.
You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean. I love nostalgia TV shows. Let me tell you, this shows these days they don't pop. They just don't pop. Okay, it's the problem is though, there's not enough racism. Okay,
Not enough.
If there's more racism in the TV shows, more sexism in the TV shows, that's where the humor is. And now it's all dry. Everyone's so sensitive. We can't have any cartoons with anvils landing on their heads, dynamite. That's not happening anymore. That's getting cut. Okay.
Remember when Raven was talking about how she got hired because she was black?
Yeah.
That was peak.
That was peak TV
So
time.
when we say that when, the Fresh Prince did what they did, that's what kept the spice alive.
Spice.
You know, the spice.
It was flavor. You know what I mean?
Woo! And our trucking adventurers pull into their destination. Yes, it is a concrete cornfield in the middle of Ohio, everybody. Anyway, thank you so much for supporting and enjoy the rest of the show.
Keep going. It's gonna end right. Is it ending? Yeah, it's gonna end.
So that was an appropriate sound because back when I was young and skinny and had hair that came down to about here in curly golden waves, I used to work in a pickling factory. And all of my co-workers were women in their 30s who were housewives during the morning and the evening and worked in the pickling factory. Well, one day I was going for lunch and I managed to walk across a manhole cover that wasn't fully secured. And that manhole cover gave way and I managed to lodge myself in the hole, and as I'm hanging there, I realize that I'm just over the conveyor belt that leads to the furnace. And so if I drop, I'm going to be a very crispy nick indeed. So I start to call for help, and nobody can really hear me. But then suddenly, things start to go quiet because it's the second lunch. And all the ladies are coming out, and they run over, they pull me up, and they save me. And a few of them get a bit handsy, so I'm like, thank you. Maybe we talk. And yeah, it all turned out fine. Well, you will have noticed when you came in that we asked you for some pet peeves. And we put them into this hat. And now, our three lovely contestants will be doing a 1-minute rant as defined by you, the audience. So if you all want to stand up. There we are. And I'm just going to set the timer.
Sidebar, I thought of a rant when we were journaling. Can I do that rant real quick?
Yes.
Girl, we wouldn't have never known.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for asking permission. though.
True, just didn't want to do it all.
And a 1, and a 2, and a...
When jobs call your theater life a little side thing, like they don't understand that it's what you do. Like you're my side thing, first of all. You're the side piece. This is my life. Every single time they're like, oh, like, what do you do this weekend? Like, what are you doing? I'm like, yeah, I have a show, or I have a hit modeling thing, or I'm doing my podcast. I'm like, oh, so is that like, like your hobby? Like, how long have you been doing that? I'm like, I have a piece of paper that certifies me to do this. How dare you? It's all the money I've invested to be able to do this every single day. It is every day it happens. Oh my goodness, they'll be like, oh, so like, are you in like a community group? And like, that is the disrespect. You're implying that I don't get paid for what I do, that I just do this out of the kindness of my heart. While it is kind, I make money.
Okay.
You know what really grinds my gears?
What? Yesterday.
No. Oh, delivery food that spills in the bag.
Oh.
Now, when I call Grubhub, okay, and I order my General Tso's chicken, okay, the last thing that I expect after paying a $15 delivery fee, then tipping $5, so I'm now spending $50 on a $10 meal. The last thing that I expect is to see my chicken is all mixed up in the bag. And now, yes, all the napkins is all messed up. Half my napkins is drained in my egg drop soup. It's the delivery driver nowadays, because of COVID, the delivery driver don't even check to see if you got the food. They just leave it there on the front steps and they say, good luck.
That's some shit I hate. Some shit I hate.
What do you hate?
What do you hate?
This is the teeniest little piece of paper.
Oh, my tiny fucking hand pieces of paper.
It's my handwriting. When, I'm very particular about my things. I like my things to be mine. And the last thing I want when things are mine is when they become somebody else's. When I buy some food for myself and I bring it home to my home after I eat it, and I have the leftover bin in my hands, period. Actually, question mark, because I grab the marker, I write A-S-I-A. What does that spell? It's my name. It belongs to me. It's mine. It's mine. So what could possibly possess you to open up the fridge and think, I think I should go ahead and motherfucking eat that shit, knowing good and goddamn well that says A-S-I-A, and none of those letters were pertain to your name or identity. So who the fuck do you think you are to take my belongings that I paid for and I was thinking about it all goddamn day?
That's not yours.
Period. Oh no, you give it to him. Talk to us.
Okay. All right. This one pops my bubbles. Ooh, I found a new one. Pops my bubbles. Apologies. They'll be like, I'm sorry that you felt that I was like, no, that's not how this works. That is not an apology because you're putting that back as if I was doing something wrong. When you made me feel this way, like just say like, I'm sorry that this happened. Okay, I don't know. Okay,
No problem.
Why do I keep getting things to say about people being sorry? As a black person, this one really pops my bubbles. Sidewalk hogs, because people think that if I'm walking down the street, like just as a woman and being black, like people just think I'm not gonna move out of the way.
Well, guess what?
Like, they think that I'm supposed to move out of their way. Like, no, you move out of my way. There's only so much room, and Detroit makes really small sidewalks. So, and you have all these. Yourself, you have all of yourself, and you are hogging the sidewalk. You don't have to take up the entire sidewalk. You saw I was coming 60 feet away. You knew I was coming on the side. And now, sometimes what I'll do is I'll cross the street because I don't want to deal with sidewalk hoggers, or the people that are on the sidewalk, and there's like 4 or 5 people, and they won't move out of the way, or they won't like split, just split. Like let me walk
in a line down Fast walking.
Like
Red Rover? Red Rover?
Goddamn psychopaths.
This is not jail. Jail people walk in line.
You know what really grinds my motherfucking gears?
What does that, James? I actually love this.
I got this one last time. You know what really grinds my motherfucking gears?
What else?
What is it?
Is this the...
I told you to stop putting them back in there.
This hour, do we be doing so?
Yeah.
3 days ago.
I hate when people, when I'm having a conversation with anybody, it don't matter who it is, and somebody feels that, hey, I have to say something. So while I'm talking, you think it's okay to just aggressively interrupt. I can't stand that shit. Okay, I am speaking to somebody. I'm talking to somebody, and somebody is talking with me. Now, if you want to jump into the conversation, why don't you listen and wait for the window of opportunity to come by? But when you decide that any time is your time to just jump into that conversation, then I don't give a fuck about you or whatever the fuck you have to say. That's rude. You're disrespectful. And you should have been taught that in the first grade, okay? Don't come over here. Not at all. Don't come into the conversation and just start talking. That's rude. No one else wants to hear what you have to say, because now we've all lost track of our thoughts. Fuck you.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick this.
Yeah.
You know what I hate?
Yeah.
You know what's for sure?
Yeah.
You know what I know to be true?
Yeah.
Is that if I'm standing somewhere and I'm by myself and I'm in no company, I don't need to feel like I'm in motherfucking company with somebody's hot ass breath on my neck. All right, why the fuck you standing so close to me? All right, you understand? You know, we got what's called in society a bubble. All right, we got a personal bubble, personal space.
I feel
okay,
that.
this is my space. You have your space. Okay,
I'll be over here then.
Yeah, but yo, it's only what's right.
My bad. The stage is only so big.
It's only what's polite. You know, if we're standing in line, you know, at the grocery store, If I'm standing here or I'm standing up here, nigga, you still third. You still gonna be third. Whether you're here or you're back here, you're still third. You'll get there when you get there.
True that.
You don't gotta be on my ass.
Please.
You don't gotta, I don't gotta be on your ass. Nobody gotta be on anybody's ass when we're in public at the store. Get away from me. Your breath is hot, I can feel it on my neck.
Get off of ass.
Yeah, applause, applause, it's amazing.
Hooray!
No, is this trick time?
Yeah, trick time. Trick first.
Oh, the
trick
trick.
first.
I was just so excited to know my cue.
You did it.
Oh, I gotta put a ball
And
in
you gotta put a ball in it.
Put that ball on the place so I can push it all around. Oh, man. Oh,
Yes. Wow.
I am the angel of America.
Put you like that?
It's in my ear. It's in my ear.
That's close enough. Oh, this is perfect.
Oh, I got an itch. Oh, these glasses.
I got you. Just a time.
Yeah.
This is my favorite game.
It's so interesting. Should I do a Shakespeare right now? Nope. Don't know what. Oh God. Oh. I can vocalize, right?
Yes.
Okay.
100%.
That will affect my ability.
Whatever.
Y'all seen
hits
Enderman?
again.
Y'all seen the
Yes.
Have y'all seen the bloopers?
Yes.
Oh no! Oh no! They're coming into the back door! The children! Save the children! That's my favorite blooper of all time. His like vocal warm up for a to start in the video. Oh
The human torch.
no! My arm is extra tired. Oh, okay. Well, those are my eyes. Don't touch the dry bitch. I'll kill you. Oh God. Why is my arm? Oh, it wasn't my fault. It was your fault. It was all your fault. It was your fault.
Wasn't mine at
Can you touch it?
It's like I met the guy now. Want me to cough too?
Like a tribute to Kim Cattrall.
Homie, no. Homie, no. Trace.
And
Oh
Alright, and Troy! Let's get your tiny room!
Now? I thought it was after the next one.
So we're gonna move the crap out of the way so that they can do. For safety.
Yeah, I'm like, I don't want that to
It's a safety thing.
So
we're gonna do it
Oh,
now.
no.
Okay, I gotta put that in here.
I thought it was, I thought we'd yeah.
I thought it was right before they came to say their stories. Like when I came on to introduce the
Right,
stories,
but-
that's what I thought it was.
Gotcha, but the issue is like also for the safety.
No, I get it. I just need to put it in the thingy.
Okay.
It slows down.
Yeah.
Oh, y'all made my arm so heavy that time. I was like, why are my arms so tired?
They were like Whew, you had all of the stuff.
What was on this arm? Because this arm is more tired.
I don't know, because there was a moment that I was
Like, it
just
was like a
like,
jacket.
Actually,
Yeah.
there was little hangers.
Heavy, heavier.
But then I was like hearing the music slow down.
Okay, so this music has to be playing during
Is that
Uh-oh.
easier? Would it be easier to get a cue for you guys and
We
that?
were just talking about like, is it on us or is it on the music? Because I believe that I was under the impression that we're supposed to wait for the music to slow down
Mhm.
and
Yes.
then we do it. But
Yes.
I can see that was hard to catch.
but we can, yeah, because it's like, is it slowing down?
Yeah, yeah.
So
But-
slow.
But I was
Me and Brian can look at each other and then do it,
Okay.
and that can be how we do it.
I just want to make sure that like you guys feel like supported in like knowing when, because it is a fun game and you can
Yeah.
do it all
I
the
just-
whole day.
The thing is, I can keep
We will not
going,
make you
so
do
I
that.
keep forgetting that we have to end it at a point. That was my.
So you probably need a cue. Or like,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm like, but I could also just listen more.
I don't know. I felt like it should have ended a little earlier. How do you
Yeah.
guys feel?
Yeah, it was a little long.
Yeah.
Because I was like, we can shut
I mean, it was the length of the
I
song.
agree.
that we got.
I was there. I was ready. I was ready.
I'm wondering if I can just find a cue of something else.
No, I make so many
We have a
noises.
car, a whistle,
We just come
a
look at eye contact. We'll just look at each other. We'll just look at each other.
I'll
Now that we know
look
it's
at
on
it.
us, when it's on us, we'll be able to do it.
I just want to make sure.
All we
that
gotta do
that's
is just check in with
something
each other. But if we just talk
Then
about
we
it,
would
so
need a cue, and then
Okay.
we want the third ideas track to be playing behind us as we clean, or do we want like what do we want playing behind us as we clean?
Right. We can do the third ideas track to kind of set it up, and it can be very fast. It's just like a clearing the mess. I just want to make sure that you guys aren't stepping on stuff.
Is next papers?
Yep.
Okay.
That's what's coming.
Grid.
Right there.
Papers. Yep.
Oh,
You're on it. You know it. Yeah.
Oh my God.
So on it. And actually, like the way it's fallen, it's kind of perfectly all in one pile.
I can, yeah, I mean, since it's all on
Which is
me, I can like
just
just
fantastic.
it
Yeah.
all down.
And if you want to, I can just come through and, like, if you want to make sure that you're ready to sound, if you want to just sort of snuggle out like that.
Snuggle out.
I come in.
So right now, but if we're starting here,
You like that?
Comes to it. Very nice. And we can go ahead and bring work Yeah, if there's room, it'll look so
You go right, right, you go.
Here we go.
Syria, yeah. Which makes sense if we're both.
Eureka!
There's only two heads. The other head.
We'll make sure there's 5 million heads on there.
Eureka! 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 Eureka!
Yeah. And I think we can just literally gesture. Eureka! Eureka!
Eureka!
Eureka!
This is a story about the time that I lost my keys in the club. But not just any keys. the keys that belong to my company's vehicle. So, backstory. I was in a car accident and my job let me use a company car. And my job let me use the company car. And I decided to take that company car to the club. Bad idea. So I partied. I end up losing the keys. I said, I can't find the keys to this white Chrysler 300 that my job has so graciously let me borrow. So I tracked through the dance floor, at the bar, at the security booth, the bathrooms, everywhere you can think of. I'm looking for these keys. So I decide, you know what? Might as well keep partying until it's 2 a.m. So I keep partying, and then I go out to the car and I say, I'm gonna just wait for someone to come and beep the keys, because if you stole my keys, you have to beep the car. Like, I'm gonna stand by the car so I can see if you beep my car and be like, hey, that's my car. So I stand by the car, and no less than 2 or 3 feet, my friend picks up the keys and says, oh, here are the keys. So the keys were frozen, so we had to go inside. Go inside, defrost the keys, and then I was able to go home, and it all turned out fine.
Woo! Yeah.
All right, did we pause? No, let's not pause. That was fun. That was a very interesting story there, Brian. I'm very glad that it all turned out fine, because I would have been having a full-on heart attack if I lost company keys. I don't know. I lost my own keys and had a full-on heart attack. That's crazy. So, all of my folks, all of my friends and family, it is time for our final game of the evening. Audience participation. Say what? Hey, y'all. Alrighty, y'all. So I'm gonna choose 2 of our favorite people over here, because we've got 3 of our favorite people. Choose 2 of them. We're gonna choose this one, James, over here, and that one, Brianna, over there. Alrighty, so this is a game. We need a topic from y'all, alright? We need a topic of a situation that happens that you go throughout the day that usually goes fine, but any number of things could absolutely go wrong in that situation. What do we think, y'all?
Walking the dog.
Walking the dog. I love it. So now we're going to have one of these wonderful people tell a story, and the other person is going to act it out. Let's see what happens.
Brian had a lovely dog. It was small, but medium-sized. It was a lovely dog. Now, she just got this dog, and she noticed that the dog was going and barking by the door. Oh, perhaps you need to go out, she wondered. So she grabbed the leash and hooked it up to her dog, whose name was Scooby-Doo. So she said, hey, Scooby, do you want to go out? Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So she opened the door and she let her dog go out to go to the potty. Then, before she noticed it, her dog wasn't on the leash. It wasn't there. She looked to the left, she looked to the right. Scooby! Scooby! Where are you, Scooby? And she looked down the street, and Scooby was scooting down, running after a car. Scooby! She hollered, Scooby! So she got into her car, quick in a hurry, and drove down the street, fast and in a nip. And then she said, Scooby! Scooby! Please come back, Scooby! She looked left and she looked right, but she couldn't see Scooby anywhere. But then she turned the corner, and there Scooby was, wagging his tail, coming on back to her. Come back, Scooby, come back. And she picked up Scooby and popped Scooby back in her car, and then Scooby took a big old poop in the car. But she at least had her dog, and it all turned out fine.
That was a lovely story. I think many of us can relate to that. I have 2 dogs of my own, and it's just when they first came home, it was just poop everywhere. It was just poop everywhere. So it was great. It was great. So we need another topic. This time they're gonna switch.
Ooh.
And one's gonna tell, the other's gonna act. And I need a topic from you, my fabulous audience.
Give me an example of an event that happens that usually goes well. Picking up your paycheck. Picking up your paycheck. I'm looking forward to see what could go wrong in this situation, and away we go.
All right. James is at work. It's Friday. He says, time to get this check. So, because in this era, he has to pick up a paper check. It's not, he doesn't have the direct deposit. So, he goes to the payroll office. He says, hi, I'm James. I'm here to get my check. They hand him the check. James opens up the check envelope, and he sees that it's a translucent piece of paper. He asks the payroll people, he says, what's this? What's going on here? And they say, oh, this is our new invisible money. You can buy invisible things with it. So James is like, I don't know where I signed up for invisible money drop, but okay, all right. So James goes to the grocery store with his invisible paycheck, and he says, all right, well, I got some invisible money, time to buy some invisible groceries. So James goes to the invisible grocery section, and he's picking up invisible Cheerios, invisible Honey Buns, all the boxes are clear, so but he knows what he's doing. He picks up the invisible, Lysol, the invisible, sponges, all that stuff. He gets to the checkout, and then the checkout person says, how would you like to pay today? And James says, I got my invisible money. And the clerk says, we don't take invisible money here. That's the store next door. So James goes next door to the other store, and it all turned out fine.
Hey, listen, can you do me a favor, send me the address of that invisible money store? Because I got plenty of that. I have plenty invisible money that I can just go see. All right, y'all, we're going to switch it up. We got one last suggestion from my favorite audience. We need an example of a situation. Oh, yeah, I got to switch y'all up. That's right. No, yes, I do.
Who do you want to start?
James, you just got done acting, so James, sit down and then you come back up. Thank you for reminding me of that. See, this is a perfect example of how everything just turns out fine, right?
Yeah.
Don't believe we did that on purpose.
Roll with it.
So, my favorite audience of all time ever, I need an example of a situation that usually goes right, but could very easily go wrong.
Picking up takeout.
Picking up takeout. Listen, they better not mess up my order, all right?
After a long, hard day, Brianna only has one thing on her mind, and that is a spicy kung pao chicken. All right, just a simple spicy kung pao chicken. She picks up the phone, calls up her favorite restaurant, and says, "Hey y'all, I would like some spicy kung pao chicken." And they said, "Sure thing, girl, coming right on the way." All right, tiki talk, time goes by. She's excited. She's waiting on her food. Suddenly, ding dong, ding dong, food's here. Comes up. She says, "Thank you very much." Gives the man his money. Takes the money from the man. Goes to her table. Sits down. Opens up her kung pao chicken. It's snow peas and broccoli. What the fuck? Breon says, "Oh hell no!" Packs up the meal. Smashes it on the ground. All right. And then she calls up that kung pao chicken place and says, "Excuse me, motherfucker, y'all fucked up my phone." And they gave her a $100 gift card. So she came back every day after that, and everything was fine.
Yay! $100 gift card for some snow peas and broccoli. That's my kind of Chinese food place, all right. So, my lovely audience, we need one more suggestion. They're going to switch it up. They're going to do one more story, but I need the top pick from one of y'all.
Jumping rope.
Jumping rope. This is going to be good. I'm excited.
All right, bitch. All right, bitch.
Whoo, great. Asia woke up on a good, a Saturday morning and said, "You know what? I feel like working out. What else should I do? I always see my friend Brianna just jump roping. Like, maybe I should try jump roping today. So today I'm going to jump rope." So Asia goes through the biggest closet in their house and tears out everything, looking for the jump rope. Finally comes across the jump rope. Has a jump rope. So Asia's like, all right, let me try this out. Asia starts jumping and jumping and jumping. Tries to go a little bit faster, and then just whips it, and then Asia's face hits the wall, and then there's blood on the wall. Asia's tangled up in the rope, and there's blood everywhere. And then Asia's phone rings, so Asia hops over with a bloody nose in the rope to open the phone. And Asia puts it on speakerphone and realizes that it's their dad. Dad says, I'm on my way. We gotta go get brunch. And then Asia's like, thank goodness somebody can cut me out of this rope and clean up my nose. And it all turns out fine.
You may sit down. I'm sure you're a little out of breath after that. That really not that everything turned out fine in that story. That's good. You know, back in the day, when we're talking about like 15-year-old Victoria and like 12-year-old Mark, who's my younger brother. My mom used to work all of the time, right? She was always at work, and you know, that's in the 90s. It's the 90s and the early 2000s. Like, everybody worked all the time. So that meant that we were at home by ourselves often. One day, we decided we wanted to play with fire. Literally play with fire. So we go out in the backyard, we dig a motherfucking hole. We dig a hole, we pour gasoline into the hole, and we spark it on fire. For what reason, I couldn't tell you. I really don't know. So we're watching it, we're enjoying it, we decide that we're done with it. We want to put it out, and we decide we use water. That's a terrible idea. You cannot put out gas fire with water. So now we've just got a full hole of water with napalm on the top. And we start throwing dirt on it because we think that'll work. You know what that does? Splashes napalm everywhere. We're pretty damn sure we're about to burn the whole backyard down, and then we finally find a boulder, a literal boulder, and put that bitch on top of the hole. And out goes the flame. And it all turned out fine. Ah. Seriously, my mom found out about that years later. I'm surprised that it didn't turn out fine. I'm sure we all have stories like that. I'm sure we all have moments in our lives that we thought maybe things weren't going to go so great, but they turned out just fine. I'm sure our wonderful humans on stage have those moments too. Let's take a moment, let's take a listen, let's lend an ear, because I want to hear what their stories have to say.
So, when I turned 25, I said I was going to take a girls trip to Atlanta. And my favorite uncle, because I'm his favorite niece, he got me a rental car so I didn't have to Uber around Atlanta. Great time. So we're going out, we're hitting bars, we're going places. We get to a bar, we have a great time, and then we get to where we park the car, and I go from, oh my God, it's my birthday, I'm so happy drunk, to, oh my gosh, the car isn't here, I'm really angry, I don't know what I'm going to do drunk. So somehow my friends get me home, we Uber back. It's all fine. They're telling me it's all fine. Then we're going to wake up the next day. We're going to get it all together. I just remember I'm just drunk, sobbing at this point. Like, the world is breaking into pieces at this point. So we wake up the next day. It's about 8 a.m. We just hit the ground running. They've already started making calls, calling the tow truck places, the police stations, all the calls. So we Uber to the police station. Police station tells us we have to Uber to the airport to get an airport release for the vehicle. Then we have to Uber. Then we Ubered back to the police station. The police station tells us, oh, nope, you got to go to the tow yard. You got to take your release to the tow yard because they don't have phones. Like, I don't understand why we can't just call them. So we Uber to the tow yard, which is in some wild hood part of Atlanta that I don't know about. We get whatever information that we needed to do there. Then we Uber back to the police station, and the police station tells us, oh, it's going to be like $250 for you to get your car back. Now, at this time, I did not have the biggest big kid job, but my friends had the biggest big kid job, so they were able to front the money for us to get the vehicle back, and it all turned out fine, and my uncle never found out.
Until today.
Until today.
Not specifically. I think you ended last time, James.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think you did. Actually, I take it back. I think you went.
What would you like?
I'm trying to think about it. It doesn't matter because the next piece won't matter. So whichever you would like to go.
Okay.
Thanks.
All right. So years ago, I had a roommate, and my roommate wanted to have a dog. Now, normally I am a dog lover. So my roommate asked me, hey, James, can we get a dog? And I said to him, No. No, we can't get a dog. We live in an apartment. We can't have a dog. You see, it'll get everywhere. The next day, there was a dog in my apartment, and I was not too pleased about it. I told him, please keep all dog things in your room, please. No dog toys, no dog anything going on, especially no dog shit. I don't want any dog shit anywhere in the apartment, please. I go to work. Come back after a long shift, 12-hour shift, and I smell with my nose, smelly smell. The smell of dog shit all throughout the apartment. Yeah, disgusting. I can still smell that smell in my nose. I grabbed every Febreze can in the apartment. I spray. I get my incense, a lovely flavor of earth, sage, and I put 3 of them into my lovely mannequin head that I have. It's a lovely styrofoam head. I have it right there in my room. It gives a nice appeal to have the styrofoam head smoking 3 incense. I love it. So I light the incense and I go to the bathroom to clear my mind of dog shit. Get rid of the dog shit. And then after that, I come back into my room and I see that my room is engulfed in flames. Shit. So I run to the kitchen. I go and grab a gigantic pot. I fill that pot up with water, and I go and I grab and I throw that water onto the wall where it's not inflamed at all. But I go back and I get another pot of water, and I fill that pot of water, and then I throw that water onto the flame, and I go back and I throw that next water pot on the flame, and I'm trying my best to get this flame under control. I go over to the mannequin. Nothing's working. I try to get some of the flame out. I move it over to my bed. My bed catches on fire. And then I got multiple fires going on. My roommate comes in and says, hey, what's going on here? I said, it's a fucking fire, man. Can't you see? It's a fucking fire. He says, well, is it an electric fire or is it a gas fire? I said, it's a fucking fire, man. I need water. He doesn't help me. I go in, I grab another pot of water. I'm fighting over and over again. I'm feeling myself becoming stronger and stronger. I am a firefighter. I see this shit is hard. Now my fingertips are all burnt and the whole room is engulfed in smoke. But after pot and pot and pot, the flame finally dies down. I emerge out of the smoke, beaten, bruised, but alive. And with a little bit of paint, I was able to lie. And it all turned out fine.
Woo! When I was a youth, I was very excited to go to college. At 18 years old, I moved out of my parents' house and I moved to college. And I was living in college, and I did what most 18-year-old college children do: smoke weed in the dorms.
Yeah.
So we all did. And that came crashing down very quickly. I took all precautions. I put down the towels by the door, opened my window. I stuffed a paper towel roll with fabric. What do you got? Dryer sheets, and blew the smoke out the window like a genius. All right, I did all the things right. Meanwhile, in the room next to me, because it was a joint room, my roommate was smoking a blunt with the windows closed, with no regard for any life but her own.
Oh.
Fuck the whole game up. We hear a knock, knock, knock. Cops come in, take all of our shit, of course. And I'm like, wow, that fucking sucked. I hated that. I hated that whole experience. And a couple days later, I check my mail, and what do I see in the mailbox waiting for me? A warrant for my arrest at the Kalamazoo Police Department. And I said, what? That's so crazy. I hate it. Me and my best friend who was with me, we were like, wow, these are both awful things. We should go before rehearsal and get this taken care of right now so we don't get in trouble proactively. And on the way there, we run into a friend of ours, Dan. And we're like, Dan, oh my God, we got these crazy letters in the mail. He goes, oh my God, I got one of those last year when I was smoking in the library parking lot. And I was like, oh, I should come with you guys. Get mine straight there too. I said, amazing. Come with us, Dan. Let's see what this is all about. All right, let's see what this is all about. We get to the police station. We're like, hi, Mr. Policeman. We got these in the mail, and we would like to not have to deal with them anymore, please. And they said, great. We're going to go ahead and book you, and it'll be $300 for your bonds to get out each. Each, y'all, each. And I immediately, on hearing that, shit myself. Because all I hear immediately is the voice of my father, who said to me when I left for school, if you get arrested for some dumb-ass shit, do not call me. And they said, would you like to make a phone call? I said, no, I would not. No, I would not like to make a phone call. And me and my buddy Andy are fucked, all right? But meanwhile, Mr. Dan had a big boy job, and you know what he did have was an extra $600 laying around, and he paid both of our bonds, and we both went home that day. And you would think, oh, did it all turn out fine? No, not yet. A few months go by, I go to my court hearing. I'm waiting my turn in front of this judge lady, and these two little white girls go up before me. And they said, oh, next up, these two little white ladies, they were smoking weed in the dorms, and they got caught. And the white girls are like, hi, excuse me, we got you with the dorms, and we completed a drug assessment through our school, and now we have finished the program. And I'm thinking, oh shit, I had to do the same program. I'm good. Bitch, I got up to that judge and said, hey, I did the same program, same dorm, and I did the program. And she looks me in my black face and says, well, I guess it didn't work, did it?
No way.
6 months probation later, I got me a big old job, paid all the fines and fees to this day. My parents do not know that happened to me. And then it all turned out fine after that.
Oh my God, I didn't know that end to that story. My whole soul hurt.
Oh.
We forgot about that. Stay free.
Eight seconds. Sorry, that parrot.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, for a wonderful evening of improv, fun, and entertainment. Please give me a round of applause for our 3 performers, Rhea, James, and Asia. Thanks again. Woohoo! Have a wonderful night. Enjoy. Remember, even with Putin doing things that's weird, it's all gonna turn out fine. All right. Woohoo! And with that, we are at exactly 105.
Yeah.
104.50.
Yep.
That's what I have. So
Question
nice job.
about the ending there.
Yes, please.
Are we still doing the coming up to you?
Yes.
Your idea.
Yes. And I
And
wasn't
Rosa-
sure because you grabbed the thing.
Sorry.
I wasn't sure if that was you or me. Sorry.
What?
Just grabbing.
That's like
the
that's
bit.
at the end, right?
Yes.
You come up
Yep.
with
And
an
then
hour
and
ending.
gives it to you.
Ah.
So I forgot that. That was mine. But I also saw you.
Yeah,